Hello everyone, I'm Cristine Keller, author of The Dark Sun, and today we're going to talk about you wrote a draft, now what do you do? All right, you've got your first draft done, you've edited about 1,000 times, and you're ready to take that next step. Well, what is that exactly? And first off, it's a decision of whether you want to go the traditional publishing route or if you want to go the self-publishing route. In this video, I'm only making a recommendation of what you would do if you would go the self-publishing route. So if you decide to do that, stick with me in this video. All right, so after you made your decision to go the self-publishing way, what's next? The next step is to find an editor. And having an editor is instrumental to giving us as clean of a manuscript as you can get. And it is not to be replaced with something like software such as Grammarly. Grammarly is great, and other software like it is great to look at and find errors. However, an editor is looking at flow, pacing, clarity, and so much more. And having that feedback is just gold for your manuscript and getting it as clean as it can be when it is published. All right, so finding an editor, that's got to feel very ambiguous, right? I mean, there must be hundreds of thousands out there. How do I find the right one for me? And believe me, I remember how that felt, so I'm right there with you. But what I'm going to recommend is going to narrow that field down tremendously. And that is to find an editor that aligns with your genre. Mine in particular is science fiction fantasy, so that follows under different rules and logistics and world building as would a romance or a young adult or a nonfiction would. So having an editor that specializes in your particular genre is going to narrow that field down a lot. Okay, so behind every good book, there's a good editor. And even though you narrowed down that field, where do you find one? Well, I found mine through word of mouth. You can go on platforms like Instagram or Facebook and reach out to other authors and ask them, who did your editing? Or what website or resource did you go through to find your editor? Especially if you have read their books and you like the flow, the pacing, the clarity, and you could see that they had a good editor. So that is one route to go. Another thing you can do is just simply look at different websites that offer editorial services, such as Reedy. However, I am not going to give you an advisement of which one is better or which one to use. That is something that you either should ask around for, from other authors, or just vet as much as possible. And yeah. Okay, so the one thing you need to understand before finding your editor is that there are 3 phases in the editing process. The first one is a developmental or critique edit. The second is a copy or line edit. And then the third is a proofreading. So when you look for your editor, you need to find one that is going to give you either a developmental or critique edit. And that distinction is going to be decided between you and them. They're going to give you the best advisement or recommendation of which one is best for your manuscript for the first phase. All right, so lastly, this is just my 2 cents. It's just my personal journey of what went on behind the scenes to my first novel before I had it published. I found my first editor and she gave me a critique edit. And then after she was done, she recommended a different editor to do the copy edit and the proofreading. And that was phenomenal because it gave me 3 different perspectives and gave me the cleanest manuscript I could ever ask for. And I'm immensely grateful for them for that. So why do I mention that? Well, because there are some editors out there that offer a 3-in-1 service. And I used to be against that because the more fresh eyes, the better, right? But for people that write short stories, novellas, or young adults that are no more than 50,000 words, maybe getting an editor that can do all three phases is the way to go. That is your call. That is something you have to look into and figure out what is best for your own manuscript. All right, so I hope you found this helpful to you as to what comes next after you write your draft. I know it can feel a bit heavy, but if you reach out to other authors and speak with them, as well as the editor that's going to be working with you, you will find that it'll get easier. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We're going to have a lot more content to come, as well as more indie author interviews. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Until the next video, happy reading. All right.